Good morning, people, and welcome back to the Gunner Tokes. And today is a match review, especially focusing on the Champions League games that took place yesterday night. So, first starting with our game against Slavia Prague, which was a difficult game in the beginning. The first 10 to 15 minutes were a little bit difficult to get a foothold in the game. The lads were trying to settle. You know, obviously you go to a place like Slavia Prague, they're going to make sure you don't feel comfortable there. They had a good record at home before we arrived, and the crowd is there backing them. They're pretty partisan crowd. You know, you can imagine being in a country like the Czech Republic, how vociferous the support can be. But the boys weathered the storm well in the first 10-15 minutes and then started to gradually take over the game. Things started to settle down and Arsenal started to play their football, really, and started to put them under pressure. And that's what caused the first penalty, a cross coming in. Definitely a pen. I don't care what people say. I don't know, like, if people are trying to question that, but I mean, you can't be having your hand up there. You know, once your hand is above your head, I'm sorry, it's got to be a penalty. I hate this like new rule, oh, but it hit here and it bounced there and maybe it's not. I'm sorry, if your arm is so high in the box, it's a penalty, end of. And Saka buried it, bottom right corner. Don't think there was any doubt. What was it people were calling him? A flop? Flop what? I mean, the guy scored his penalty, led the team well, and his goals and assists are looking pretty healthy this season. So, you know, great finish there from Saka. And then we started to really take control of the game, you know. First half ends with us 1-0 up, and then you can just imagine the kind of team talk that Arteta gave to the boys to get them fired up and ready to come out in the second half, because that's exactly what they did, you know. Norgard was playing that Zubi role really well, breaking up play really well in the pitch, and that's how, you know, we got the second goal. Norgard, brilliant bit of breaking up play there, picks the ball up, plays it into Rice, who's in the midfield. Rice does what Rice does, and he plays a great ball to Trossard on the left. Trossard, like almost like mimicking the cross he made to Rice in the last game for his header. He does a similar thing, similar ball whipped in to the box, and who else is there? Meraldo, number 9. Is this guy number 9 or what? Or number 8? Like what is his position? Because my guy just loves scoring goals. He'll score goals for fun. I can't think of another team who can put one of their central midfielders, he's not even like an attacking midfielder, he's a central midfielder, put him up front, and you know that he's going to do the biz. You know he's going to score goals. 2 goals away from home, definitive result for Arsenal. Fantastic stuff, you know. Saka looked really good. He looks like he's getting back to his best. You know, that's what we need at this stage of the season, especially with us missing a lot of attackers. Saka really needs to step up now, and, you know, of course he will, because he's the star boy. Gabriel is a beast. That guy, I've said, he dreams of clean sheets. He goes to bed dreaming of clean sheets. He wakes up dreaming of clean sheets. He would eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if he could. That guy, phenomenal play yesterday. Last-ditch tackles, you know, really attacking the defenders, the attackers when they're coming at him. You know, really defending really well. Great play from Gabriel. And then, wow, that third goal, Merino's second goal, Rice playing like a quarterback. That is like a quarterback goal. The way his position on the pitch and just clips a ball over the top. The vision. I heard Simon Jordan talking about, oh, but can Rice play a definitive or delicate pass through? I mean, what did he do for that goal for Merino? Fantastic stuff. And Merino, his instinct for scoring is second to none, particularly for a central midfielder. That guy must have been playing striker in his youth or something like that. I know he said he didn't, but I don't know. There must have been a little bit of practice when he was a kid, because his instinct for finishing, it's his timing, really. The timing of his runs, the appreciation for where the ball is going to end up and where the space is likely to be. It's fantastic, particularly for somebody who plays like I said, in a central midfield role normally. Obviously, we unlocked him a little bit last season in terms of him playing further forward due to the many injuries that we had, you know. In that PSG game last season, we were playing Merino up front, and ultimately that kind of cost us in that game. But in general, that guy does a fantastic job whenever he comes in to the team. So really great display there from Merino. The whole team played really well. It's such maturity, you know, to go away from home to a place like that, knowing that winning would put you in fantastic position in the Champions League, and being able to keep a clean sheet again is a really important thing. It really sends out a message to the rest of Europe that, you know, even if you're a team that likes to score goals, even if you've got a few fancy players that can bang the ball in, it's going to take something special to get past this Arsenal team. And Slavia Prague just didn't have that yesterday. The closest they came really was that pen. I mean, I don't know even how the referee gave that as a pen. I could very clearly see that Ben White had done this incredibly acrobatic move. I don't know how he got his leg up that high, by the way, but this incredibly acrobatic move, and just like tapped the ball away. There was nothing penalty-wise about it. Do you know what I mean? So rightly so, VAR intervened, sent the ref to the screen, and there was only going to be one decision after that. And I think all of Europe was probably watching, thinking this is going to be the moment that Arsenal conceded a goal. If we had conceded a goal with a penalty and won the game 3-1, I don't mind really. You know, this clean sheet thing is going to end somewhere, and if it ends in that way, I think it would be a lot easier to swallow for everybody. But yeah, the clean sheets continue. Long may that continue. We've got a few games to go before we can match Liverpool's record. We've got 8 clean sheets in all competitions, which matches Manchester United's record from 2004-2005. So we've got the joint second most, which is 8, like I said. The first place is Liverpool, and they've got 11. So the next games for us are, we've got Sunderland on Saturday. Then we've got Spurs after the international break, and then we've got Bayern Munich. So to equal Liverpool's record, we would obviously have to keep clean sheets against Sunderland and Spurs, and then it could be against Bayern Munich where we get that clean sheet record. If we did that against Bayern Munich, stopping them from scoring, that would be an incredible achievement. You know, speaking of Bayern Munich, they played PSG yesterday, and they raced into a 2-goal lead. They were looking really good. Luis Diaz getting a brace for them, and then stupidly getting himself sent off, which that's good for us because their next game is against us. And if Luis Diaz doesn't play, then that's fewer chances for them to score and one less thing for us to worry about, you know? So that's good news for us. They did concede a goal in the end, Bayern Munich, because they were down to 10 men, you know, a little bit under the cosh at certain points, but they were able to hold out and get the win. So that leaves them at the top of the Champions League table with us. Inter Milan is the other team that could maybe go first as well. They're playing later today, so we'll have to see what happens with that. Of course, the other big game that happened yesterday was Liverpool-Real Madrid, which, wow. Well done, Liverpool. Well done, Liverpool. I really thought that would be a big test for them. You know, I mean, I guess, you know, really, you're playing Real Madrid, it is a big test, but they came through that test really, really well. They dominated the game, let's be fair. They should have scored more. Courtois was inspired form. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. I think, for me, he's like the top goalkeeper, really, in the world. The way he covers his goal, the guy's huge. The guy's huge. I mean, to get past him, you're going to have to score a couple of free kicks or something, right? But it was a really, really great performance from Liverpool. So well done, respect to them for that. Getting a win against Real Madrid is always something to be happy about, always something to cheer. And yeah, leaves Liverpool in a really good position considering where they were just a short few games ago. Sets them up nicely for the game against Manchester City at the weekend. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, how that plays out. I think City, you know, they still got to play, but if they win, I expect them to win. They haven't really got a difficult game later, so if they win, then they'll be able to go into that game with a lot of confidence as well, and I think it's going to be blockbuster. Both of them playing well, both of them in good form. Both of them knowing that dropping points is going to really, dent their hopes in the title race. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. Obviously, we've got Sunderland is our next game on Saturday, so that's the first one we're going to be able to see. Maybe Arsenal can stretch their lead ahead of the Liverpool City game. I'm going to be doing a live stream for that. Going to be my first proper one now that I've figured everything out. So, hey, join me for that if you're watching the game or catch it later. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a bit of a laugh together, hopefully, and enjoy watching the game. And yeah, hey, that's my review of the Champions League. We've got another few games tonight, so a little bit more to talk about maybe later or first thing tomorrow. But great result from Arsenal. Really, really, setting a statement. I think we are for sure one of the teams to beat in the Champions League. Nobody wants to play us. That's a fact. I don't care who you are. Nobody wants to play us. We are one of the teams that people would rather leave until much later in the competition. The game against Bayern Munich, that is going to be massive. I think that is going to be the game of the Champions League so far. Incredible defense against incredible attack. The unstoppable force against the immovable object. We'll all be here for that one, but that's coming in a few weeks after the international break. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be here for the next time. Join me whenever you can. Been great having you here. Hey, really exciting night in the Champions League. Can't wait for another one this evening. Have a great day, people. Take it easy. Bye.